You've just seen copies of my 3D prints for the doorknob. I've taken a 3/8 inch bolt and I've pushed it into a 3D printed part, and that makes a handle for it. And the way I've done that is I've used Tinkercad, and I've taken two shapes, a cylinder and a hex. And you can see the dimensions there, 30 by 35 for the hex and 35 by 35 for the cylinder. I'll take those, align them, and then group them, and that forms them into a single piece that can be moved around. Now I need to cut a hole for the bolt. Here's the round portion of the bolt, 9.4 millimeters in diameter, and the hex head of the bolt is 16.25 by 14.25. Since it's a hex shape, it's not square, so you measure with a caliper across the short sides and across the pointed side, and that'll get you a hex in Tinkercad. I'll do the same where I select both, I align both, and then I group both, except in this case I use this function here and I turn it into a hole because I want to have a recess to stick the bolt through. Now I place the hole over the handle portion. Do the same with the aligning and grouping. Now, when you group a hole with a solid, what it does is it cuts out. So now I have the opening for the bolt. Okay, so now I just have a hex shape, and I'm going to be turning this with my hand, and it would be nice to have some impressions here for my fingers to go in and get a better grip. So I've taken this, and what it's made up of this element called round roof. I've turned them on their edge, and I've rotated them around, and I grouped them, and then turned them into a hole. And then I set them over, and selecting both, aligning. It looked pretty good aligned. That the grayed out means that I did get it right there. And then grouping it. So now you can see I have nice recesses there where my fingers can go in and grab it tight. Now for this handle, it in my door jamb isn't quite 90 degrees like the first one. So I've taken this shape here. I've taken a cone, which I drew very tall to get a steep angle, and then I carved out the cone out of a cylinder, and then turned the cylinder into a hole, and that's what's going to carve my flutes into an angle. So again, typical fashion here, align and group, and you can see quite easily that the flutes are cut back so they won't hit the wood when I'm tightening it in. Now I've prepared this extra piece here, and what it is, it's a parabola that I've cut out of a cylinder and then made that into a hole. So what that's going to do is that's going to cut a nice curve on the top of that, so that there's no sharp edges. When I put my hand over it, it feels nice. So I've aligned it, grouped it, and you can see it looks kind of like an acorn nut. And that is the finished part, ready for 3D printing. So all I have to do now is export this, and then I can go and run the 3D printer.